Hello, my beautiful friends. This is Crystal Rose Insights, and I'm here to do a reading today for the current energies for the Divine Masculine and how he's currently seeing the union, the relationship, Divine Feminine, and also what he's working on. So today we're going to use the Angel Tarot, and I've also pre-shuffled. But we're going to have this smoky quartz here today. I feel like this was a bit of the energy I was coming into this reading with, is I'd love to understand a little bit more of, not necessarily what's hidden, but what is not as clear. So I thought that the smoky quartz would really help illuminate for us some of the things that we need to know that aren't as obvious to us. So we're gonna do, I might end up doing a little bit more than just the Divine Masculine tonight. Kind of depends on how the energy flows. But I've called in my angels, my guides, Archangel Michael, Raphael, all the Ascended Masters, all the beings of light that are here to support the Twin Flame journey. So I'm going to get the energies, please, for the Divine Masculine tonight. I'm going to pull a bunch of cards for that. Okay. And again, this is a general reading. If you want some specifics for your particular situation, then please do contact me for private reading. Information will be in the description box below. So, current energy of the Divine Masculine is the Knight of Air. How is he currently seeing his Divine Feminine? The Balance card. How is he currently seeing the relationship? Page of Water. What is his current challenge, please? And that is the Queen of Earth. What does he want the Divine Feminine to know? Ten of Air. And what is the advice for the Divine Masculine? And that is the Six of Air. Okay, so the overall energies are the Seven of Fire, which is the overall energy of the reading here. This is all about standing your ground and choosing your battles and holding your ground for what you believe in. And it's like this woman is ready to go into battle. She's got this incredible, gorgeous dragon with these rainbow wings that's helping her do this. So the overall energy for the Divine Masculine right now is that they are, and this is very consistent with so many of the readings I've done, is in a place where he's having to defend himself and to stand up for what he believes in. Okay. And again, that's been a current theme. So let's kind of move on to see where the rest of the reading is. So his current energy right now is the Knight of Air. So the Knight of Air is somebody that is making a decision to move forward. He's being very decisive. He is idealistic, and he wants to move forward very quickly, okay? Because that's what the air sign is. Air is about thinking. So it's like he's currently strategizing on how to move forward with the Divine Feminine. But the advice here, it says to take time to carefully review your options and have creative solutions. So it feels like the current energy of the Divine Masculine is he knows he wants to move forward. He's made that decision. Now he's just trying to figure out the way to actually do that. So it's like he's strategizing. And I swear that just came up in another reading I did for the energies just a couple days ago. So it's funny, these readings blend together so much because it's amazing how the cards really, they keep reflecting similar energies because that's where they are, and it's really beautiful. So the way he sees the Divine Feminine right now is the Balance card, which is a major arcana. And this is the 5 card, which is really about kind of being in the middle of the journey. And this is the equivalent. So this is talking about a need for balance and moderation, compromise, cooperation, and to wait for perfect timing. Because I think especially with the twin flame journey, perfect timing really matters. And this is the Temperance card. And it's funny because this comes up a lot for the Divine Feminine. So I think it's interesting that he is seeing her as needing to be patient and balanced. And this is about having been through a lot of change and revelation, and this is about integrating our epiphanies, this is about integrating our experiences, but also just kind of being in a place of I know I just said it, integrating. So the way he sees her right now is that he sees her as really wise, okay? Because you see he's blending, there's 2 goblets here, and he's mixing the water in between the goblets. So it's like he's kind of mixing everything together, and he sees her as somebody that has been through it, and he's understanding that she's super cooperative and compromising and being successful. This is about blending ideas together. So I think he sees her as a very reasonable Divine Feminine, and that she's not being demanding. She's not like, oh, it has to be this way or not. Like, she totally understands that this is a cooperative experience in the journey, and he's really seeing her in that way. And he's got 1 foot here in the earth and 1 foot in the water, so he's balanced. So he's kind of like sees her as, hey, I'm kind of in between 2 worlds right now, and I'm looking to you for that balance, to have you help me through this. So the way he's seeing the relationship right now is the Page of Water. So the pages are very inexperienced, and when I get the Page of Water energy, so this is talking about a relationship beginning a new phase, heightened psychic abilities, a new person coming in. When this card comes up for the energy of the relationship, this is how the Divine Masculine really feels in that relationship. He feels like, and again, this has come up in so many of my readings, he feels like a rookie, and he's in uncharted territory, and he's enthusiastic, and he's emotional, and he knows how he feels, but he feels a bit clumsy. He feels like this is new territory for him. He's never been in a relationship like he will be with the Divine Feminine when they come to union. So the way he sees the relationship is very much like a new start to something that is really good and emotional, but he's feeling very he sees the relationship entering into a new phase, which is really what it is, because there's been a lot of transitions, there's been a lot of completions of cycles, and so he's currently realizing that he's at the new start of a cycle. So what is he currently struggling with? What's his challenge? And it's the Queen of Earth. So she's conquered her stability, and when this is coming, and she's very nurturing at the same time, so when this is coming up in his challenge position, this is that he's struggling to feel like he's got it all under control. You know, the Queen of Earth here, you know, thoughtful, creative, warm, sensible, and this is about making time for others around you and taking a sensible approach and being very earthly, because that's all about practicality in a lot of ways. But when it's coming up in his challenge position, this feels to me like he wants to feel this way, but he's not currently quite feeling this way. So he's feeling a little bit ungrounded. Feels like he wants to feel like the Queen of Earth, wants to be with the Queen of Earth, because the Queen of Earth is a very stable partner to have. And he's feeling like it's not attainable. So Let me see what else here. I'm going to look up quickly. So this is about a lot of magic happening. So she's, see how she's got this, she's like a wizard. Okay, like I kind of just had this Harry Potter image when I saw that. And this is about taking a down-to-earth approach to challenges, but we're also being called upon to make sure our needs are being met, and friends and family are important, and the challenge is to be kind in our interactions. So this queen is a real manifester, and even though the earth is about finances, it's also about making things happen in the emotional and family life. So this is coming up as a challenge. So he's feeling like he wants to get here with her and wants to get here for her, but this may be something that's going on. And I'll pull a couple clarifier cards as well. So what does he want the Divine Feminine to know? And that is the Ten of Air, which to me is the indication of the completion of a very difficult cycle. So he wants his Divine Feminine to understand that he's at the completion of a very challenging time, and things are going to get better now, and that there is light at the end of the tunnel. You know, here are these unicorns. They've been through the battle, but they're kind of walking through the forest, but this front one is covered with light, which means they're emerging into the light. So he really wants her to know that this, like, she's been patient, because a lot of the Temperance card has been coming up for the Divine Feminine for so long, and he's really acknowledging that in her. And it's an ending that's been anticipated and welcomed. Like, it feels like, you know, he's been through a lot. He's kind of been through a big lesson, and he's really pretty happy about it. A lot of times this card, a lot in traditional tarot, people don't like, but it really can have a really good meaning, which is that there's an ending to a cycle, but it's over. We can move on, and we can begin to create a beautiful new life. And there's an element of recovery here. So this is about opening the door to a new journey, and he wants you to know that he's ready to do that. And his advice is the Six of Air, which is things are looking up at the end of a difficult situation. So this is a card of victory, okay? His advice is that to really celebrate what he's been through. He's been through a ton of things. That's super articulate. But he's been through a lot, and he's been thinking about a lot of things, and he's very much, he's being victorious. So the advice for him is to recognize that he has been through the battle. He's moving forward. He's still challenged here. He's at the end of this cycle. And this advice for him is reminding him that he has been victorious over this cycle. And so this is the Six of Air is the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's about the stress really falling away from our shoulders, and conflicts are getting resolved. So there are sunnier skies here for this unicorn that's been through some challenging times. And this talks about having manifesting ability. So, which is the twin flame journey, is to really understand that we can manifest. So his advice here is to realize that he's now to a place where he's much more capable of manifesting than he's ever been before. Okay, he's been through this journey, he's been through these challenge times. He's at the end of the cycle, and now he's ready to start with this new phase. Where's the new phase? Right here, the Knight of Air. So we've got the Knight of Air, the Ten of Air, and the Six of Air. So we've got somebody willing to move forward, making decisions, end of a completion of a cycle, victory over the previous cycle, and his overall energy is the Knight of Air. So that's beautiful. Okay, so I'd like to get a couple more cards as well for the overall energy for the Divine Masculine right now relating to the union. So I'm going to use the Energy Oracle cards from Sandra Ann Taylor. And 3 cards, please, for the Divine Masculine relating to the overall energies around the union with his feminine, please. What 3 cards do you have for the energies of union, please? So I'm going to have to pull 3. Oh, hello. Okay. I don't know how many just came out. All right, 4 came out. So I'll take those. We have the Magician in the Mirror, Man Holding a Coin, the Thinking Man, and the Garden and the Gate. This card came out the other night. This card came out in another general reading I did. I mean, these all have come out just in the last few readings I've done for the Divine Masculine. Oh, you can't make this stuff up. Okay, so the first is the Magician in the Mirror. So this is a man understanding that he has the ability to manifest and create what he wants, and he's balancing masculine, feminine energy. But he's also seeing himself as the man who is capable of manifesting. So the 6 of Airs, the advice is to know you're victorious. You're starting on the manifesting journey, and here he is. The 5 and the 3 add up to an 8, which is the message of abundance. And here's the Man holding a coin. So he's offering stability. Okay, so the way he sees himself here with relating to union with his feminine is that he wants to be the man to be able to offer the coin, offer the stability. He's very grounded. He's surrounded by the beautiful flowers and the light. So he is making an offer that he wants to be able to be ready for her, to be able to support her, and to be the masculine in that dynamic from a strength standpoint. So then there's the Thinking Man, which he's, here's this refined gentleman in all his glory with this adorned outfit, but he's gazing into a cluster of crystals. So, here's a crystal. Here's another cluster of crystals I used in the reading the other night. So he's really thinking a lot about the fact that he wants to offer this, but he knows now he's able to manifest more than he ever thought he could. Okay, so this is a 4 and a 6, which is about stability and victory, but that adds up to a 1, which is a new beginning. And lastly, we've got here the Garden and the Gate. So in this card, this woman, she has a lot of abundance. She has what she needs. She has a basket of flowers. She has these flowers all around her. And she has this gate protecting her. So she's comfortable and she's abundant within her walls, yet she sees all this abundance and potential out here, but she's a little afraid to go there. Okay, so when it's in protection, I'm going to look it up in the book, but the feeling of this card is very much that you're afraid to really realize the infinite potential. And it's a 3 card, so it's about communication. And so the overall energies around the union is that the Divine Masculine is likely, he sees this potential. He's the one who's kind of sitting here behind the fence, sees all this potential with his Divine Feminine, but he's afraid of it. He's blocking he's like afraid to communicate about it. He's afraid to communicate what he wants and desires and maybe communicate his feelings. And so this is the indication of that. And let me just look real quick on that, on the reversal of that. Yeah, so this is an indication of there's a door open to a better spiritual pursuit, and that he may have been attached to more of the material world before, success in the material world, but now he's wanting more spiritual wealth, and that's what he sees in his Divine Feminine. Okay. All right, so I'm going to pull Romance angel card, please. What advice do you have for the divine masculine, please? One card for the divine masculine. What card do you actually have for the advice for the divine feminine, even though for the divine masculine reading? Divine masculine, it's safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive all the highest energy of all. So as he's embarking in this new journey, he's a little bit afraid. He's like embarking on a new emotional journey. The angels are telling him it's safe for you to love. It's safe for you to move forward. You know, here's this woman moving forward. She's got Cupid above her, Cupid next to her. The Cupids are all around. They're guarding this opportunity. So they're reminding the divine masculine that it's safe for him to love. So what advice do you have, please, romance angels, for the divine feminine? How she can support him to feel like it's safe to love, no matter what's going on in his 3D world and what he's facing. What advice do you have for the divine feminine, please, of how she can best support him at this phase? So the advice of the divine feminine is to retreat, time to disconnect from the world. So this often refers to the couple, the divine union, retreating, being together. But I feel like with the twins, especially, the advice for the divine feminine is to remember that they are together like this on the 5D. Okay, so their higher selves are already in union together. And so I take this card to be a reminder of the advice for the divine feminine, that even though there may not be physical manifestation quite yet, maybe they're not physically together, that it's important to take time to meditate, take time to set intentions before you go to bed, to connect with your divine masculine in the dream state, in the 5D, because that's a very important thing for you right now. It's important for him for when you do this, you're going to make him feel like it's safe to love. You know, they're walking down the path. This is obviously a wedding card. And this is about the two of them remembering that they're coming together and what that feels like. But he's sort of afraid, like, is this really real? Is this really happening? You know, I feel like a lot of the divine masculines have been through a pretty big heartache, heartbreak journey recently. Or they're reflecting back on, as they're moving into a new emotional space with the divine feminine, they're reminded of past failures, which is frightening to them. And they're needing to be reminded of it's safe to love. Okay, and last I'm just going to pull one overall message from Archangel Michael. One message, please. What message do you have, Michael, for the union of the twins as it relates to all of this reading for the divine masculine, please? What advice do you have? What message do you have? And the message is, pay attention to your dreams. Oh my gosh, didn't I just say that? Go into your dreams and be together. So this is reminding us that as twins, we need to pay attention to our dreams. There's a lot of communication that comes from our masters, our angels, our twins in our dreams. So it's time to have an intention when we go to sleep to make sure that we connect and remember what that feels like so that it can help bring it down more to the physical world. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, angels. Thank you for your likes, shares, subscribes. If you have any questions or want a personal reading, please do contact me. In the meantime, in abundant love always. Bye.